Okay guys, today we got a video about my new shipment of eggs we got from Meyer Hatchery. That's the name of the place. Got them. I bought some 16 of the buff Orpington. These are all the different eggs that they offer for different birds. These are all chickens, but they also offer ducks and geese and peacocks, all types of birds. So this is how the shipment came. I ordered it and it arrived from Ohio in about 2 days. And this is how they ship it. They got all those foam blocks in here. And there's another little layer of foam here. And they shipped, I bought 16 eggs and they shipped 17. They give you an extra egg. From what I've heard, that's pretty typical. They'll give you an extra one. And they put them down in these little cells. Imagine these pieces here, they all came out of them, cut out of them holes. They mark the eggs with a code, and that's the bird's code. So that's the code for buff Orpington chicken, and that's all I ordered, was buff Orpingtons. So I noticed the eggs are a little small compared to our chicken eggs. We have barred rocks, and these eggs look a little bit smaller. Let's take a look. Yeah, no, that one's really tiny. Look at the size comparison. So I'm not sure, maybe that was I hope that's the free one there, because that may not even hatch. That's so small. That one's pretty big. Normal size. Maybe that's what it is. Most of these are normal size. That one's really tiny. Kind of push down on them a little bit. Let's see. They're all different shades of brown. You can see in here. They're not all the same shade, but they should all be buff Orpingtons. So I'll let you know. I'm getting ready to hatch. I'll put these in the hatcher. This is my incubator here. I've had it running for about a day just to make sure the temperature's stable and that the egg turner is working properly. With this incubator, it turns the eggs every 2 hours. So it's getting ready to turn the eggs in about 5 minutes here. This is the percentage of the humidity. That's the day number. It counts down the days. I'll have to reset that before I put them in. And there's the temperature in centigrade, which you can convert that to Fahrenheit. But with the egg turner and this one, it just rocks the eggs. So these trays lean this way, and then they'll lean back the other way. And this has an alarm on it, as you can tell. If the temperature or humidity drops, I've done a review on this too. You can also silence the alarm by hitting any one of these buttons. It also has an indicator to make sure the fan is moving. It tells you the fan is going. So this is my incubator. I'm going to put the eggs in here for 21 days and we'll see how many hatch out. I'll let you guys know, and how healthy the birds are. When I went onto the website, they had a 60% positive, 5-star positive on their eggs. 60% of the people said 5 stars. They had good luck with them. So I'll let you know how these go and give you an update on the birds later. Yeah, so we've used this incubator about 2 or 3 other times to hatch some of our own eggs, but we wanted to get into the buff Orpingtons. We've had several different types of chickens. We had Rhode Island Reds, barred rocks, and another brown one I can't remember offhand. But we've used this, had good success with it. The incubator holds good temperature and humidity. We've had about probably like 80-90% success rate with this. If we put 20 eggs in, we end up with like 15, 16 birds hatching out. Sometimes they're not always 100% of them aren't always fertile, so you end up with some that don't hatch out. All the eggs in the incubator, what I'm going to do is just hit the reset button. That starts the clock over here to day 0, and I'll show you what it's best to put the, see, it also tilts them when it when you reset that. Always put them with the pointy ends down. You can see a huge disparity in the sizes. I've never seen that in our chickens. They're usually all the same size, but some of these are really small and some are bigger. We'll see how they hatch out. Okay, here's what we ended up with. These chicks are about 4 days old now. We start out with 16 eggs. A couple, I'd say 3 or 4, were not fertilized. Some of them didn't hatch. They didn't crack their way out of the egg. So we ended up with 10 baby chicks. And we did need to help out 3 of them out of the shell. They partially cracked out, and we had a couple of them died trying to crack their way out of the shell. So we helped out 3 of them. And you can see this one right here. This one of them has little bits of shell still stuck to them. We're thinking the humidity was too low, or the eggs that we got from Meyer's Hatchery were from very immature chickens. I noticed all the eggs they sent us were very small compared to what you normally see out of a mature chicken. So we ended up with 10 chickens. They're doing real good. And after, was it 2 or 3, I think on the second day or third day, we looked at their wing feathers, and it looks like we have 3 roosters and 7 hens. Just looking at their wing feathers, which is hard to tell now because they're getting older. Okay, we've got a dozen buff Orpington chicks we hatched out. We got what, 10?
About 10 or 9.
9 or 10. This one's a little crippled. She got bad legs. That's the way she was. Yeah.
Shut the door.
Well, this is the first time they've been out. We've had them inside a separate pen inside the house for a while. This is their chicken coop. It's got an outdoor area. It's all chicken wired in. And got all this room for them. And here's their water
There they go.
and their feed. First time out. See, that little gimpy one is smaller than the others. I think we got 3 roosters at this hatching. We hatched them from eggs. And 7 hens.
I think we got 4 roosters.
4 roosters?
5 roosters.
Kind of tell, like this one here's a rooster. Look at this comb starting to turn
We
red.
got 5 roosters.
5 roosters?
This one's a hen.
Yeah, I can still that
This
one.
one's a hen.
This one's
that
a
one's
hen.
a hen, and that no yonder's a hen.
Yeah. Our gimpy legged one is a hen too. So at least we got more hens and roosters. They're not going too crazy. The first little breath of freedom. They've been in a cage that's only, what, 4 feet by 2 feet? For a long time since they've been hatched. We've had them in our mud room where there's no heat in there, but we had a heat lamp on them when it was cooler out. For the last few weeks, no heat lamp. Even at night when it gets down to about 40 degrees. We still didn't have a heat lamp on them or anything. This is our water. It's a 5-gallon bucket with nipples on the bottom. See, I don't think they'll be able to reach that water. But you got some bees in this log here. Hope there's not a bee's nest in there. And feeder, same thing, 5-gallon bucket with a, I don't know what they call this, feed pan or water pan. It's a galvanized metal pan that's screwed to the bottom, and then I drilled holes in the bucket at the bottom, and as they pack it out, it feeds more. They like to scratch it out, so there's all kinds of feed on the ground here. Plus, it's nice they have a little outdoor area they can get in the sun. Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna make it.
She does good.
She does alright. That leg,
She's whole handicapped.
Something-
She's good.
something's wrong with that leg. It's all swelled up at the joint.
That's her. That's a drumstick, baby.
That's a drumstick.
This is the drumstick. There's no
Okay.
drumstick.
She walks pretty good with one leg, let me tell you.
There's no muscle there.
It's around. Yeah, I see her one leg is twice as fat as the other one.
Yeah, there's no muscle in that leg.
Yeah, the other one seemed to be going pretty good. We decided to get some.
There they go.
Yeah, one gets scared. They all do.
They're not scared.
Trying out them wings.
Yep.
But
They've been in
we
that
decided to get some buff Orpingtons because they're real more broody. Figure they could sit on their own eggs. We have some barred rocks. So that one is a rooster. Okay, here comes our barred rocks. Come and investigate, I guess. Yeah, see, there's our barred rock rooster. He's almost the size of a turkey. He's big. I don't know how much he weighs, but he's a big old bird.
They're testing them wings.
He's a little angry, I think, because these little birds are in his pen. And you can see our other bar rocks are out there foraging. But we figured give him a first taste of freedom here. Yeah, he's coming to check him out. Think he's mad? Well, these ought to be some good birds. Probably going to get rid of the barred rocks and then just keep the buff Orpingtons. Which one? The little gimpy one? She's up on one leg. Better get around.
Gets around good.
Yeah, she gets around pretty good. She ain't going to starve to death. She's a little smaller than the others, but just get around. I don't think she'll be able to lay. Alright.
Get behind you, honey.
Yeah. Birds are out having fun.